the question here says, will all atoms in HCN have an octet if it contains only single bonds? If it contains only single, so we have to look at it. The central atom is carbon. So this is carbon, carbon at the center to Z, carbon at the center. So we have nitrogen and then two hydrogen. No, they cannot have all, uh, they cannot have octets. Of course, there's no octet for this. We don't see the lone pair electron. They are not added here. So they don't have all, they don't have an octet. Only hydrogen has duet. But this one doesn't have octet. 1, 2, 1, 2, that's 4. For nitrogen, only this 1, 2. So no is the answer over here. How many bonds can hydrogen form? Of course, hydrogen can form only one bond, a single bond. So, which of the following is the correct Lewis structure for HCN? So, we want to combine what we did now in the past to get the Lewis structure for HCN. We may not need to draw. We can look at the right option here. So, or we will draw afterward. So, hydrogen has its duet, and carbon does not have its octet. It has only 1, 2, 3, 4. And then nitrogen has its octets. But carbon, since carbon doesn't have its octet, so this is not the correct Lewis structure for this HCN. So let's look at this. This, of course, we'll see this does not make sense because hydrogen cannot have double bond around it. So if you count like this, there's double bond around this hydrogen. So this one is wrong already. So this is not the correct Lewis structure. For this, hydrogen can have double bond around it, which is correct. Carbon, let's count the duet, or let's count the octet around carbon, whether it is correct, whether it is satisfied. And we can see this is 2 electrons, 2 electrons, 2 electrons, and 2 electrons. So we have 8 electrons around carbon atom already, 2 electrons around this hydrogen atom. So let's count for nitrogen. You can see how I'm selecting the bonds in the lone pair. So, of course, there are 6 electrons here. This triple bond, 6 electrons, and then we have 2 electrons from the lone pair. So it means this one has 8 electrons as well. Nitrogen has 8, carbon has 8 around it, and hydrogen has 2 around it. So it means this is correct. So let's check for this. Of course, this is correct. And then this is also possible, but this is wrong. Supposed to be 8, it is only 4. And this is also possible. This is possible as well because it is octet, but this is wrong because we have only 6 electrons around this nitrogen atom. So option 3 is the right answer. So let's go. So which of the following is the correct Lewis structure for carbonate ion? So which is the correct Lewis structure for carbonate ion? So this one is having 2 negative charge or charges. So which one is correct here? So we do what we did last time. Let's look at the first atom here with this oxygen, 8 electrons around it. This is correct for oxygen. This oxygen atom, 8 electrons around it. This is also correct for oxygen. This carbon, there are 8 electrons around it as well. This is also correct for this carbon. For this oxygen, this is probably correct as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8. This is correct, and it is the charge here. This may be the right option, but let's go and check the rest. For this, of course, we can see easily for that this carbon at the center that this is not up to 8, this is just 6. So it makes this one to be a wrong option. And for this is correct for the central atom. But if you count for this oxygen up here, we'll see that this is wrong. There are only 6 electrons around this oxygen, so making this to be wrong as well. And then what about this one? What is wrong here? If we look at this carbon at the center, we will see that there is more than 8 electrons. There are 10 electrons around this carbon at the center. So it means option number 4 is also correct. So this is the correct option, option 1. I hope it makes sense.